Invasion of the Booty Sniffers.
They come from a dying world. They drift through the universe, pushed on by the solar winds. They adapt, and they survive.
This movie is nuts. It reminds me a lot of The Thing in that there's an alien. The alien takes the shape of you, so it'll copy and mimic your likeliness. And people are trying to figure out who the alien is. I think I said it reminds me of The Thing, but I should be saying that The Thing reminds me of this because this movie came out in 1978. And then The Thing came out in 1982. But then if we backtrack to 1950s originals, I'm pretty sure The Thing came out first. But then if we backtrack even further, no, the written text, I think The Thing came out first as well. Or it was based off of that. Does that even count if it's just an adaptation? I don't know. When strange seeds drift to Earth from space, mysterious pods begin to grow and invade San Francisco, replicating the city's residents, one body at a time. What I really like about this movie is the air of mystery. I just really like mystery. Apparently. There is no patient zero. We have our protagonists and our secondary protagonists, and then movie just happens, which I think is really interesting because modern day movies, they show somebody getting infected and then that infection spreads or whatever. But in this one, it's just like, oh yeah, here's Alien, have fun with that. So really, the whole invasion part is going on in the background and you see it throughout the film. You see people like reacting to each other. They're like panicking, running away from something. Every now and again, somebody interacts with our protagonists and they're like, yeah, my wife's not my wife, bro.
My wife, sick.
What's wrong with her?
She wrong.
She's not right?
That not my wife.
Or they're coming for us, bro. The protagonists pay no mind to it because they have their own issue that they're trying to work out, but they still like keep that in mind. They're like, what is going on? Hysteria everywhere. But I just thought that was interesting that the whole invasion, the whole movie is happening around these characters. They're trying to figure out their own personal thing, but the movie's still moving until like it gets to a point where they're like, all right, yeah, we have to survive. Only thing I didn't like though, or rather what I'm 50-50 on, was that we don't really get to know the backstory of the aliens. I mean, one of the top leaders or whatever goes on this monologue. He does a villain monologue and immediately he gets cut off and then that's the end of it. We don't get to know more about the lore, which upset me and my friend because my friend was like, I wanted to know the lore. And I just thought it was really hilarious how he got cut off. Not really a spoiler, but I guess it's a mini spoiler. This movie came out in 1978. Should we really be worrying about spoilers? Another thing I didn't really understand, or it's not like that I didn't like, it's just that I'm still like scratching my head on, is how the duplicates, because you know they're copying people and taking over their likelihood and whatever. I'm not understanding how they come to be. So they explain what's going on, how when you sleep these plants like start replicating your body. So essentially you're not supposed to go to sleep at all. So it's kind of like a Freddy Krueger thing. I mean, that's what happens, but I'm still like, you know, trying to figure out, is it linked psychically? Is it like you have to be connected to something, or you know, do you have to get connected directly to the vine or whatever? Because it shows somebody getting duplicated, they were connected to the vine, but then in other shots like they weren't. I'm just confused, like how does that work? If only the leader didn't get cut off, maybe we would have found out some stuff. At the end of the day, this movie is pretty solid. It is a bit of a slow burn, just a little bit, but it's an enjoyable watch, especially with friends, because me and the homies are just cracking jokes throughout the whole thing. I think watching movies with the homies is entirely different than watching this movie on your own. So, I mean, hey, watch it with your friends. I give this movie 7 plants out of 10 plants. It's a good choice for spooky season, so go watch it. And remember, if your loved one is acting weird, they are probably a plant.
Oh,